Good morning and welcome to After GMS. Today is Monday, September 20th. Yes, already. We are at the end of the month of September. Yeah. I'm Tracy McCain here with Megan Malaris and Christian Morgan, and I guess reversely from the end, we're at the beginning of a new week, right?
That's right.
Beginning of a new week, beginning of a week of fall. Just have to get through one more warm day and some rain, Christian, and then really fall-like air. That'll be quite nice.
It really will be. It's a big week of change across the Piedmont. Of course, for now, those changes are very subtle. Later in the week, those changes are much more noticeable. Subtle change here this morning is that we have really more clouds than sun, and that will really be the story as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. Temperatures aren't a whole lot different than they have been the last couple mornings, starting out in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees and still pretty humid, with dew point sitting in that sticky range at 65 degrees right now. Upper 60s to near 70 for pretty much all of us out the door this morning. But take a look at this. Morning lows right now have been in the 60s. Take a look at where we will be by Friday and Saturday morning. Yes, that's a 49-degree low there for Saturday morning. Absolutely a possibility. So low 50s, maybe some upper 40s over the weekend. So cool mornings, nice afternoons. That will be the story once this big deal cold front gets by here. For now, high pressure is in control of our weather. Big old ridge of high pressure. It's centered up to just off the coast of New England right now, and that mainly keeps us dry. It also brings in some slightly cooler air from the north, so extra clouds and that northeast flow will help keep us a little bit cooler today. Meanwhile, there's an upper level low pressure system that has tons of Gulf moisture with it. That's where our humidity is coming from. That's also where some rain will be coming from later tonight and on into your Tuesday as well. So the occasional shower possible really at any point throughout your Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, that cold front comes by and brings us rain and also some thunderstorms with it as well. And I think we also should monitor a strong to severe thunderstorm risk for Wednesday as well. A couple days away, but we'll nail down the details and the timing on that. Meantime, on the radar, things are pretty quiet here at home, but notice kind of the orientation of the rain right now down to the south, and it stretches up through Georgia, up into Tennessee, up into Kentucky as well. And that's because that high pressure ridge is kind of like a blocking mechanism to keep all the rain away from us. But as we go over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours, that high pressure ridge will break down. That rain will eventually move into the Piedmont going into your Tuesday. So carry the umbrella. Go ahead to plan to do that for your Tuesday. Really at any point you could get a shower, and then of course our attention will turn to Wednesday as that cold front comes by. So plan today, partly sunny this morning. You may get a few peaks of sunshine from time to time, but it won't be a whole lot and it won't be long lived. Extra clouds are really kind of the story of today. Low 80s for those afternoon highs. Meanwhile, I want to show you this. Out in the tropics, things are still busy. We have Tropical Storm Peter, and we also have Tropical Storm Rose. Neither one of those will affect us in the U.S. So long, sayonara, goodbye. We barely knew you. They'll weaken down pretty quickly, too. 7-day forecast for back here at home. It's humid, and we keep the rain chances up for the next couple days, Tuesday and on into Wednesday. Wednesday, by the way, is the first day of fall, and ironically, it hardly ever happens this way, but that fall cold front will come through on Wednesday. And after that, it's beautiful fall weather. Could be left with a shower Thursday morning, but clearing out with more sunshine in the afternoon. And we'll have cool mornings, nice afternoons with highs in the mid-70s Friday and into the weekend.
All right, so we're going to be talking about fall and a special term that meteorologists love to use. I'm going to reserve it for you.
Oh,
but
okay.
It's coming up in just a few minutes. I'm already texting and writing about fall. But first we have to get to our sports headline and conversation of the morning. The undefeated Carolina Panthers starting the season, get this, 2-0.
We love it.
Yes, the second win Sunday against the New Orleans Saints, the first win 2 weeks ago against the New York Jets. Both games at home and both big wins.
This morning, we're checking in with you, our football fans. How do you feel about the Panthers now that they're 2-0? Already some of you dropping your thoughts here on our feed. So keep weighing in. Let's recap the game.
All right, so game highlights. The Panthers taking on conference rivals, the New Orleans Saints, at Bank of America Stadium Sunday. One of the many highlights was Christian McCaffrey scoring his first touchdown of the season. The Panthers win this one 26-7. The last time the Panthers beat the Saints was back in 2018.
So up next for the Cats, they have a quick turnaround. Thursday, the Panthers hit the road to face the Houston Texans, who lost yesterday to the Cleveland Browns. Kickoff for this game is set for 8:20. It is so far the Panthers' only night game this season. So how do you feel about our Panthers now that they are 2-0? This viewer texted into our text line saying, great coach, great team, great things can happen. Steve said, very happy about the start. Big game Thursday, defense playing really well. Keep pounding.
A viewer from Haw River said, Panthers looked great, but without Breeze, I'm not sure how I would measure the Saints for comparison. They forgot how to football towards the end. And then we heard from another viewer who said, still way too early, but better than I expected. And then this reality check. If the Saints had not been missing key players due to injury and coaching staff to COVID, I would be more confident in our Panthers. Ba-dum-bum, psh.
Yeah.
Very true. A lot of missing key players for the Saints. Some would call them the second string. I would all call them amazing athletes. So I don't believe in first, second, third string. They're all better than me. So, but yeah, missing some key players, the Saints were. But I still think the Panthers won this one decisively regardless. So.
Yeah, I do too, and a win's a win, right? I mean, it goes on our record for 2-0, but Carl agrees with that last viewer there who said they have played subpar teams so far. But then we saw some other comments who are really excited about that. Phil says, I feel the best I have felt in the last few years. Go Cats. Bobby said go 49ers, LOL. Dana told me to slow down on the Super Bowl talk. It is too early in the season. You know, you got to get excited. I really think that the team is showing that it is feeling pumped up. It's feeling refreshed with the new players, the new coaches. A good start really gives, I think, a good momentum and can be kind of a segue into the tone you are setting for the rest of the season and potentially the playoffs. So why not? I mean, really, they have nothing to lose, especially after the, rebuilding year last year. So why not just go out and give it their all and show somebody else, some other team that, we are here and we're here to win.
Right. That's what I said. There's a lot of really, really promising things that I've seen the last couple weeks, on this Panthers team. And it's one thing to have all that, but it's another thing to also get this momentum as you kick off the season. And 2-0 is a good momentum to have. Doesn't matter how you got there, right? And you have 2 wins under your belt, and that really kind of just boosts everybody's spirits a little bit, and I think kind of makes people work a little harder together, collectively as a team. You have that really, positive attitude towards the team as opposed to, losing several games and kind of being in a funk. So the momentum that they carry, as long as they can keep this up, I think will translate into some nice wins. Yeah,
I mentioned this on the Good Morning Show earlier, is that the spirit of the team is so infectious right now. They believe in themselves. They know they can do it. So we believe in them and we feel like they can do it. The moment that they stop believing in themselves and they start doubting themselves and start questioning is the moment that I think all of us will do the same. So they're feeling good and it's translating. We're feeling good.
I will say this too, this audience now is amped up.
Electrifying.
Because it's been so long, and that also helps too. When you played an entire year without fans and you have fans that have now come back to the stadium, and not only are the fans back, they're also really, really pumped about this season because they haven't been able to do this in a while either. And so all of those things are contributing factors, I think, to the energy of the team, the momentum they have, and of course, it pumps them up and helps them kind of really get in the zone.
Yeah. I mean, in the zone they are in right now. So again, as Megan was telling you, they have a very quick turnaround, a Thursday night game. This is their first away game for the season. So this will really be the test for me to see how it goes. It's not necessarily the team they're playing, it's the fact that they're away. They've had their first 2 wins of the season at home, which is a much different feel when you're playing at home than when you're playing away. And if you can get a win on the road and go 3-0 your first 3 games, I'm sold. Again, I will not be watching because when I watch, it does not happen the way I want. So go Panthers from afar.
From afar.
And keep Christian McCaffrey healthy, please.
All of the team. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Okay, let's get to our morning headlines before we get to our second conversation. This morning, students at Parkland High School will notice an increased police presence at their school. Police say a gunman fired shots as students were dismissing from school on Friday. Winston-Salem police believe the shots were fired from a nearby park. Thankfully, no one was hurt. They are still looking for a suspect and will keep you updated. Repairs are delayed due to a Winston-Salem road shut down because of a water main break. BETHARARA road has closed for a week now. Officials say weather delays and supply chain problems are further delaying construction repairs. The road is expected to reopen on October 1st.
Well, today the Winston-Salem City Council will make a final decision on the Carolina Classic Fair. Organizers met last week to discuss COVID safety measures for the event. The Carolina Classic Fair is encouraging attendees to be vaccinated before entry. Everyone will have to answer health questions in order to get in. Cone Health is ramping up testing for children. They are opening a pediatric COVID testing site today in Guilford County and another one in Rockingham County tomorrow. WFMY News 2's Denise McMiller is at the one in Greensboro where testing begins tonight.
More and more schools are requiring students to get tested, and Cone Health says they're seeing an unhealthy trend where parents are taking their children to emergency departments to get tested. So to take that extra task off of already strained hospitals, they are offering after-hours testing here at their Women's Healthcare Center. Testing is available Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. A second site opens tomorrow in Reedsville. Their testing days are Tuesday and Thursdays. Both locations run from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Both sites are only testing people 18 and younger.
The school systems are sending people home saying we're going to require you to have a test before you come back to school. And so we want to make sure we provide specific testing for pediatrics so you're not flooding the EDs and urgent cares where you do not need to go to the ED and urgent care for testing. So we have plenty of testing opportunities for Guilford, Alamance, and Rockingham County.
And with the increase in demand, Cone says results will take 48 to 72 hours to come back. They're offering close to 4,700 tests this week. And children are not limited to these two locations. They can go to any of Cone Health's testing sites. And walk-ins are not allowed. Only appointments can be made. And we'll have that link on our website at WFMYnews2.com.
Well, television celebrated its biggest stars and shows at last night's primetime Emmy Awards, which you were able to watch here on WFMY News 2. Cedric the Entertainer hosted the awards from LA's Microsoft Theater. As you can see, it was all back in person. Stephen Colbert walked away with Outstanding Variety Special live for his election night special last year. He gave a special thanks to CBS and all of his producers, writers who worked so hard during the pandemic, credited them with the win. Okay, so our next conversation already getting a lot of excitement. We can feel it.
I'm ready.
Yes, fall.
Let's go.
Woo, woo. Fall. We are falling. Literally,
Rah,
temperatures are falling into fall, which officially starts on Wednesday with the fall equinox.
So you probably heard of that before, fall equinox. Yeah, I've heard of it, but what does it mean? Meteorologist Christian Morgan knows all the answers and has your explanation. So what's going on here with this fall equinox?
Well, you know, part of the seasons are driven by the way the sun hits the earth. So let me show you this graphic here. This is the fall equinox. Okay, so fall officially, if you want to be technical about it, actually starts at 3:20 p.m. Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, whatever. All right, you know, Wednesday's fall. That's the way I look at it. But what happens at 3:20 in the afternoon is exactly where that change happens from summer to fall. And as we know, this doesn't just, it's not like a flip of a switch where we instantly get cool. So what happens in the fall equinox is there's actually 12 hours of dark and light in the North Pole and at the South Pole. So it's equal daylight hours. And autumn in the northern hemisphere, you get spring in the southern hemisphere. So same thing kind of happens when we enter winter. In the northern hemisphere, the southern hemisphere is going into summer. So this is all, of course, based on the way that the sun's rays hit the Earth's surface. So at the fall equinox, at the spring equinox, the Earth's tilt is pretty much perpendicular to the Earth. So it's just kind of on the opposite side of things, right? Because the Earth rotates. So the opposite happens for us when we go into that spring equinox. And then, of course, you have the summer solstice and you have the winter solstice as well. But you have the two equinoxes, the fall and the vernal equinox, or sometimes called the March equinox, or the spring equinox. Has a bunch of different names that we refer to it by. Of course, but it's all based on the way that the sun actually hits the Earth's surface. And with it being perpendicular, like you see in that image there, that's why we have, this is really just a transition period, because the sun's rays aren't stronger on one side versus the other. You know, it's pretty much, you know, an even kill here. And as you guys know, this is very much a transition period. We don't have these nice little gradual steps down in temperatures. We have swings where it's hot, where it's cool, and we're starting to get some of those, of course, this weekend.
Yeah, Ed was telling us last week that just because we are going to officially be in fall doesn't mean that we can't see a 90-degree day here or there. I didn't like what he said, but I understand what he said. You know, I just assume fall means cooler temperatures, and this week is proof of that, but we can't rule out a potentially hot day down the line.
No, we can't. And it's really interesting to note here. I was kind of looking back at some of the data, and actually one of our viewers brought this up to me yesterday. This same week, last year, the same kind of thing was happening, right? Last September started off really, really hot. And then this week, the week of the 20th, actually we had those afternoons in the 70s, and there were some morning lows in the mid and upper 40s. So the same kind of thing is happening on this same week 1 year later. So it just kind of goes to show you there are some hot days in September. There are some cool days in September. Same kind of thing goes for October. You know, we had 90s in October last year, a couple of those. So not taking those off the table either. You know, still keep the shorts in the closet, still keep the short sleeves and the sunglasses and all that, all the summer stuff close by, because we don't really get locked into this fall pattern until a little ways down the road.
All right. Yeah, we are already noticing that the days are getting shorter, which is the thing I do not like about fall and winter. I turn all the lamps on in my house at 4 p.m. and my husband's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, it's getting darker earlier. We got to turn the lights on." And he's like, "No, it's too early for that right now." But no, it really is. Like, you can already tell that this is happening. The earth is rotating. Obviously, we're getting ready for this fall equinox, eventually for the winter solstice. So it's just that time of year, but it's a give and take, because with that comes this nice, refreshing air. Although lows in the 40s, Christian, are way too cold for my taste.
I was going to say, I know that's really cold for you. It's about perfect for me. I know it's a little cold for you, though. You like hot weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one morning of the 40s is just the little taste of fall that I need. I'm already thinking, I'm like, okay, I need to go get some pumpkins. This would be a great weekend to do it because it's going to feel like fall, and we can have that warm apple cider, and it'll feel like, you know, the fall things to do.
Here's the thing.
Hasn't felt that way yet.
40s in January, fine.
Right.
40s in September, after you've been in the 90s, is a shock to the system. So it will feel, I mean, you know, that Friday and Saturday morning, that's right. Friday and Saturday morning are going to feel really, really, you know, cold, you know, pretty much, because it is going to be that shock to the system. We haven't had, you know, a 40-degree morning. I need to go back and look at the numbers, you know, since early on in the year. So it's been a while. It'll be different.
Yeah. Okay. So basically check the heat today to make sure that you're not like overworking your system on Saturday morning. Got it. Friday night. Got it. Check. I'm just making mental notes.
No, that's good.
Mental notes.
That's a good point. We know the heating, furnace, HVAC people are all super busy this time of year during these transitional periods. So it was funny. I was at a store this weekend shopping for some fall decor, and I heard this conversation between a woman and her granddaughter. And the woman was saying, "I'm not buying any fall stuff. It's way too early for this. It's 85 degrees outside." And the granddaughter said, "Grandma, it's like October in a couple weeks." And she said, "Oh yeah, it is." You know, it's just been so warm.
It has, you know, and it's funny. Megan, you and I were talking about this, you know, last week. At one point, we were saying it's very much this time of the year now where we don't really know how to dress, because we're talking about 40s, upper 40s and low 50s Saturday morning, and then afternoons in the mid and upper 70s, right? So you got to wear a jacket in the morning, and then if you're wearing that in the afternoon, you're going to be hot and sweaty. And same kind of thing goes if you're going out for like an evening dinner outside somewhere. Well, it might be warm when you go there, but once the sun sets, I mean, it's going to turn off cool. So what do? Dress in layers, I guess.
This was hilarious. I told you I was going to Asheboro this weekend for my brother's birthday. So we're at Kickback Jack's. We're hanging out. The front side of the restaurant, it's raining. And my brother's like, "Is it raining?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Meanwhile, I'm looking at the other side of the restaurant. It's not sun. Complete dry sun, everything unlike what's happening in the front of the building. And I was like, this is just ridiculous. And he's just like, literally, Kickback Jack's is the line of the storm. So it eventually did rain everywhere. But
if you ever wanted a definition of a pop-up thunderstorm that we talk about, you know, pop-up thunderstorm, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. That is it completely. Just one little pop-up here. And, you know, I have seen it, same thing at my house before. It's raining in the front yard, but, you know, dry and sunny in the back.
It was something I've never experienced before in my life. It was
very
hilarious.
typical of summer.
Yeah, and it's funny because there were a couple of bikers in the front, and so they literally just went to the back to get dry. It was so
Just go to the other side. We'll be fine.
Exactly. Has nothing to do with fall, but I just thought it was hilarious and wanted to mention it because that's how random I am all the time. There you go.
I'm glad you did. I think that made my day.
All right. Any questions on the feed here? I stopped for my randomness.
Okay, so let me scroll up here. I got to sort through some things. We have several people who are very excited about turtleneck weather.
Oh yeah, I asked that.
Yeah, you asked that. Well, apparently other people are excited about that too. Carl said, sorry, Megan, winter is my time. Fall only makes you appreciate the other seasons. And oh my gosh, I'm sorry. We have some spam on our feed as well. So trying to scroll through all of that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So we have some birthdays being celebrated this fall, including mine.
That's right.
Later in October. We have Halloween coming up. Just overall, I think everybody's excited for this fresh start. I mean,
Yes.
Christian, a new season is just a chance to refresh. And this past year and a half is kind of just all dragged together in certain ways. It's been a really trying time for so many people in various aspects. And so we're ready for a new season.
A new start.
And a holiday season.
Yes.
Makes you feel joyful.
Just a change, right? Just a little bit of a break from all the monotonous heat and humidity that we've had, and even if you don't like fall, I think that we can all probably collectively say that a nice afternoon with no humidity in the 70s is just about perfect. We all need that, right?
We want it. We love it. We don't want it to leave. I speak for everyone. All right, so we've been talking a lot about this 7-day forecast. Let's go ahead and show it to everyone.
Yeah, so like I said, big changes on the way this week. If you don't like it now, just wait until the end of the week. So right now it's humid and warm, and we do have those low storm chances this afternoon. I do think most of us stay dry today. But then at any point tomorrow, the occasional shower is possible. So carry along the umbrella for your Tuesday. Highs will top out in the mid-70s. And then Wednesday, the first day of fall, I'm also going to coin the term again, cold front day. And that will be our day to watch of the week as well. As that front comes through, we will have some rain and likely some thunderstorms. Some of those may be on the strong or severe side. These are two very contrasting air masses, really warm and humid now, cool and dry on the other side of that. So those kind of changes drive severe weather. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Also think there could be a flash flooding concern to monitor in the foothills and up in the mountains as well. So we'll keep an eye on all things Wednesday. Wednesday will be our busy day. After that, could be left with a shower Thursday morning as the front pulls away from us. Then we clear out Thursday evening, and it's beautiful for the rest of the week and the weekend.
All right, this is a good time to say goodbye. We appreciate everyone who is on our feed and loves to chat with us about some of the great things that we bring up as topics, and we hope to see you here tomorrow.
All right, get out there and get to it. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday.
Take care.